Hey guys, it's Lance at Mac Sound Solutions, and can you believe in the year 2026 I was able to take my 17-year-old Mac Pro 5.1 and turn it into a Steam machine. And now for a quick demo, and then I'll show you the install process.
Good morning, Night City! I guess this is their idea of a warm welcome. Next.
Sounds like trouble.
I'm running an RX 5700 XT. You can pick one of those up really cheap. People are giving away their old Mac Pros, right? If you want to get a budget Steam machine and all it's running is SteamOS, there's no Opencore, there's no Windows, there's no Mac OS in this thing. It is a single NVMe drive with SteamOS and it boots up right into it. Then I pick up my trusty PlayStation remote and I'm off to the races. The thing that's so amazing about it is all the drivers are there for the old Mac Pro. You don't have to install anything. Audio works, Bluetooth works, Wi-Fi works, Ethernet works, everything just works. So I'm going to leave the link down below in the video description for the SteamOS recovery installer, and on the same page you can grab Balena Etcher, which is how you create the thumb drive to boot off of to install SteamOS on your Mac Pro. And you can create this thumb drive using almost any computer, just make sure you download the correct version of Balena Etcher. Then we're going to launch Balena Etcher and go find our Steam Deck Repair disk image. You have to unzip it first after you download it, but then you just click on Flash from File. Go to your Downloads folder and select the Steam Repair disk image. And then we select our target disk. I'm going to select my thumb drive, which is the Patriot Memoria Media 64 gig. So I'm going to select that. And then we just click on Flash, and that's going to create the bootable SteamOS repair disk. And it'll take a minute or two, and then we're going to put that thumb drive into our Mac Pro. So we stick in our thumb drive that we've created, and we're going to boot the Mac up off of it. We're going to hold the Option key. And now if you don't have enabled GOP or you don't have a flashed Mac video card, you're not going to see anything on the screen like I do. And I have a video on enabled GOP, how to install it. You can check that out. It gives you the ability to see the Mac boot screen when you're using a non-Mac video card, like an RX 5700 XT, for instance. That is just a regular PC card. Regardless, you can still do this without getting the boot screen. Your screen, if you don't have a Mac video card or you don't have enabled GOP installed, you won't see anything on your screen yet, but all you have to do is let up off of Option after it's gone through a little bit of a boot time and then hit Enter. And that should start the boot process, and you should see your little flash drive starting to flash because it's now booting into the system on that drive, if you're lucky enough to have an LED on your thumb drive. Now, if you do have a Mac video card installed or you do have enabled GOP, you're going to get the boot screen and you're going to be able to just select the orange EFI boot. That is the thumb drive. And as I said before, you just hit enter and it's going to boot into the SteamOS recovery disk. And don't worry about the EFI on the left because I already installed SteamOS, so that's what that is. But you want the orange EFI boot, you just hit enter. Then SteamOS will start to load, and again, this is the recovery disk. So it's going to load into recovery mode, and then you're going to install SteamOS onto your Mac Pro. And if you see a bunch of errors in the beginning of the code, don't worry about it. That's totally normal. And there we go. The recovery disk is starting to load. And there we are. We're booted into the thumb drive, which is SteamOS recovery disk. And we want to go click on Wipe Device and install SteamOS. And that will install it on the only drive that you have in your Mac Pro right now. Again, you do not want to have any other drives in there because you don't know where this would choose. You don't have the choice of selecting the disk. And you might be able to do this in Terminal and figure out which drive it's going to install on. And there's a command for it. I've yet to figure that out, so if anybody knows, please leave that comment down below. And once it's done installing SteamOS on the drive, you want to shut down the computer and remove the thumb drive, and then you want to boot the computer, and it may take a little while, but it will find the EFI for SteamOS and it'll boot into SteamOS. And if it doesn't for some reason, hold down the Option key again at boot and then hit enter like you did with the thumb drive. And once the install is done, you can put your Opencore drive in or your Mojave drive, whatever you want. You know, it's not a problem now that the OS is installed. And the other option is just to install it in a different computer that doesn't have a drive in it, and then you can just move it into your Mac Pro. And while a lot of games will play with this setup, there are many new games that need AVX instructions, which is a new CPU, and it will not run. So you need to check before you buy a game which game is going to play on this system. But a lot of the older ones do, and a lot of new ones do. And now I'm switching to desktop mode out of big picture mode, so you also get Linux running on your Mac Pro with a desktop. You can download web browsers, Firefox, whatever you want, you know, and you basically have a very simple install of Linux that you can go in and customize, and you can run Steam right from here also. And what I've noticed is when you're using SteamOS in big picture mode, it limits the game frame rate to whatever your monitor refresh rate is. So if you got a 60 hertz monitor, it's going to run games at 60 FPS. And if you have a 100 hertz monitor, like this $130 KTC monitor, I'll leave the link down below. This thing is great for the money. That's all I got to say about it. But anyway, you get a limited frame rate depending on your refresh rate. And as you can see, I'm getting 100 frames per second, and I'm locked at that. It's never going above that. And this game can definitely go above 100 frames per second. But because the monitor has a 100 hertz refresh rate, it's almost like VSync. Big picture mode is capping the frame rate of the game to the monitor's refresh rate, but that makes for very consistent, smooth gameplay. But you can get a higher refresh rate monitor and or switch to desktop mode. But in big picture mode, all you need is your controller, and that's it. You don't need a mouse and keyboard once it's all set up. And one thing to note is you cannot put your Mac Pro to sleep, because when you go to wake it up, it's just going to be stuck. You have to shut it down. So that's, you know, something that's different that you can do with the Steam machine. You can wake it up with your controller. You cannot do that with a Mac Pro. And when you're done gaming, you got to shut it down. So yeah, the old Mac Pro uses quite a bit of juice, and I calculated it out. It really comes down to about 10 to 12 cents per hour of gaming. So obviously over time, you're going to save money if you have the Steam machine. But you know, these days, not everyone can run out and buy a new Steam machine or a new PC for that matter. So I think the Mac Pro is filling a nice little niche to scratch that gaming itch. I just think it's so cool that you can turn an old 17-year-old Mac Pro into a Steam machine and it runs really, really well.
They said it was obsolete, finished, dead. I can bring it back, faster, stronger, more powerful. It's alive! It's alive!
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Check this video out over here, and I will see you in the next Mac Sound Solutions video.